Hi, welcome to Free Spirit and welcome to another spirit message and tip. And this is on the heels of the last reading. We got these 4 cards and I have a spirit message tip to bring this home, okay? And I'm going to share it here on the channel. It doesn't escape me that it's 11:11 on my side of the universe over here while I'm doing this video, 11:11, okay? And what it kept on coming out was, this is you in the physical, right? Here are your angels, love, support, backing for what you're doing in the physical. Top 3 cards were what you're supposed to hold, right? We have the 7th chakra, that is the crown, your connection, high priestess, and independence. That's your strength and what they're supporting you to be like as you're in the physical. So you're standing here, but the top cards are what you're supposed to embody here as you're tapped in higher, keeping that vibration. I want to talk about how to receive love, support, backing for yourself all the time. As you're here in the physical, tapped in to the spiritual, and you have love, support, backing for what you're doing, I want to bring it home, what they were saying in that reading in a separate video, how to receive love, support, backing for yourself all the time, all the time. So here, you're here in the physical all the time, how you can receive help all the time, love, support, backing through these octaves, and by remaining the high priestess, connected with your crown chakra and very independent. I want to bring that home. Your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. It's you alone in this card here, tapped in with love, support, backing with what you're doing in the physical. So this is very personal. Very personal. You're going to feel this, and this is how to receive love, support, backing for yourself all the time, all the time. Now remember, I'll put it all in the description box like I do with all my spirit messages and tips, but I do say all the time to people when they ask, why do I always talk about love, support, backing, and how I was always receiving spirit messages and all of that. I have to honestly say it started so much so because I just believed. It starts with belief. I knew I was not here by myself, and it was impossible to deal with what's here alone, right? So I was already so open, so receptive that it was just like, help. I really do believe that was what started the whole thing, was because I was just insistent. I was not here by myself to handle all this, right? Most of us on the channel had very difficult beginnings. So that, I do think that the struggle or whatever it is just kind of unplugs you to be just so open and receptive and almost desperate for the help and the guidance that you're so open channel already. I do really believe that helps, because here I'm going to read word for word what I wrote here about how to receive love, support, backing for yourself all the time when you're in the physical. I will share how it begins, how it shows up all the time. Yes, all the time, because you are always connected. So belief comes first, believing it's already there, and knowing and trusting it will show up for you. You also learn along the way all the many ways that it does. You gather your own evidence. I talk about this all the time in many videos over the years about gathering your own spiritual evidence. You don't have to believe what I say, but be open and gather your own spiritual evidence, and it builds from there. The levels of trust, knowing, and evidence become so great. It is your driving force, your divine compass, your divine guidance. It just is there for you. And all of this is in caps. It's just there. It proves to you it's there. So besides what I say, it's showing up in ways that it provides you with spiritual evidence. And that is so amazing, is it not? Because they know your mind and heart. They know what could get through to you. So it shows up in different ways, and you'll gather your own spiritual evidence, and it just is there for you. So whatever triggers that to occur early, for me it was very early, because I mean, as long as I could remember, it was, because I just needed it. I mean, I needed that. You're not going to find it here. So we talk about, how does it show up? We talk about clairs all the time, right? All your senses, all your clairs. We talk about remaining clear and connected while doing things here. So they always talk about it like multitasking, right? You're here doing things in the physical, but you're always remaining clear. You're always remaining clear and connected at the same time while doing things here. We talk about staying open to receive, right? Which is what I was saying, why I feel like I was so desperate. I was so open to receive the help and always possible from the get-go. Definitely staying open to receive in all the ways it does. And do not discount what comes in, but be bathed and feel supported and guided by it. It is a very personal thing. I think that's why the independent card is up there. They want to bring that home too. It is a very, very personal thing. You do not have to explain it to anyone else. even though I'm on the channel trying to bring words to things. Much is beyond words, right? So it's very personal. You do not have to explain to anyone else. It's not going to have meaning to us, other people. Say, for example, I remember my mother was going in for surgery. I was very worried, and we opened up the door. I was taking her to the hospital, and there was a coin in the doorway, and I just knew I had support, right? Could I communicate that to anybody else? No, but I picked up that coin, held it all through the hospital waiting room, and I just felt I was not alone. I was alone in the physical, in the waiting room, but I knew there was love, support, backing, and as I picked up the coin, I was flooded with, it's going to be okay. This is scary, but it's going to be okay. And she was okay after that. What I'm saying is how it shows up for you in all the ways. You don't have to explain to anyone. You receive it personally. That's all that matters. It's landing for you. Okay? So as you toil and do and try to accomplish things, right? You are helped, backed, loved, supported, and open up to really feel that. Whether you give them credit or not, they still do that for you too. But it's best to acknowledge and really know that for yourself, because that only provides for you the highest levels of love and support and guidance that you cannot and will not receive on the ground levels. May you always know, feel, and connect and use all that is really there for you, for it is much love always. Much love always. Yes, so I wanted to leave this message. So again, they're saying, as you're in the physical, that was everything. How to receive love, support, backing for yourself all the time. They're saying, yes, know and trust it will show up for you along the way. They mentioned about the Clairs, remain open, clear, and connected while you're doing things here. All the ways that be open to receive. Do not discount anything that comes in. You're going to be surprised by a lot of synchronies, confirmations along the way that you're picking up. You're going to feel guided to things and find people who can help and support you. You're going to get a lot directly. You are not alone here, but that's what they want to really affirm to you when you're here in the physical. I don't know how people do it without knowing this or connecting with this. I don't know how you could survive this, like what I talk about, the gravity of the world, but you are not alone here. And to drink that in, you really, really drink that in. You are not alone here. And as you toil, and this has been a repeating message, as you toil and do and try to accomplish things here, you are helped back, love supported, and open up to really feel that. And they'll help you whether you give them credit or not. I love that part. But it's best really to acknowledge every single time it does, and really to know that for yourself. That's what it does, really. When you say thank you, it's not even for them, but it's like every time you say thank you or acknowledge, oh my God, that's miraculous, that showed up for me, or what love, support, that's only making you know it more, right? That only provides more for you. That's linking you even closer, having a more intimate, I always talk about it as like a more intimate relationship. It provides for you the highest levels of love and support and guidance, and you cannot and will not ever receive this on the ground levels here. And there was something about knowing that from the get-go. I just knew. I mean, it was almost like I called it a divine scavenger hunt. Like, where is this divine love, whatever? It shows up for you, and you're going to want it to show up for you. And every time it does, it only, how if you met somebody and you meet them over and over and over again, you start developing your own rapport. They're always there. It starts becoming a much deeper, intimate relationship that your trust is always there. It is, and they're ending it with, for it is much love always. So that's between you and your divine connection and how it all shows up for you. Who's showing up for you? Your spirit guides, loved ones passed on, angels, archangels, what you believe in, divine love and support in spirit form. So definitely gather your own spiritual evidence besides what I say. But when I talk about how to receive love, support, backing for yourself all the time, yes, all the time, and it will show up in a gazillion different ways for you, in the ways that you can receive it, and it's always there for you. And sometimes, I always say people get help all the time, they just don't give it credit. Sometimes it's like you could be in the shower, you could be exercising, all of a sudden a brilliant idea just came into your head, something to try, something to check out. That's them, whether you give it credit or not. It just landed in your head, right? Then you have people who are very aware of their clairs and that they're hearing messages, receiving messages, or feeling things, and we're all picking up things. But they always called it multitasking. So as you're here, always realize you're multitasking. Just like you're watching this video, you're blinking, you're breathing, you're thinking about what you're going to do when this finishes. When you're doing things in the physical, always stay open and receptive, because they're helping you and supporting you from the inside out as you're trying to do things here. And just to really know that already puts you in the position to receive, right? It already puts you in the position to receive. So I think the only advantage I have was that I already knew and believed, and I was already open and clear. And I was just so willing to receive any little breadcrumb they wanted to give me, right? So if you talk to people and say, they greet you with, I don't believe in this, it's not there, it doesn't work for me, you know, so that's like, they're not open, they're not looking, they're not open, right? Like if someone's looking at the ground and I'm saying how beautiful the sky is, if they don't ever want to look up, they're not going to see the sky is blue, that's fine. Do you see what I mean? I don't know, but they still get some sunlight. Right, so everybody gets the effects, but isn't it greater to know that it's there for you? I mean, that's the love, support, backing, and just to know that and believe that. So yeah, I mean, because I find that just support as it is. So I don't feel alone. I don't feel alone in the physical. It came up in the reading, like if something happens in your life, you already know you're not alone, that you're not tackling this problem alone. You're not looking at this alone. You're tapped in. You could receive some great idea tomorrow that could help ease it or alleviate it or help it in some way. If you feel down, you could be guided to something that's going to lift your spirit or I was talking in that reading about you could find yourself guided to things, especially when they were talking about that strength card. See the strength card on the top here? To keep you strong with what you're doing in the physical, they guide you and they feed you this kind of energy that keeps you in that octave. I just find that amazing. And what they feed me is going to be different for what they're feeding you, right? You could be guided to a great song, something to read, a great person, something inspirational, something that's feeding you that type of energy, guiding you to the right thing. Yeah, I mean, you're not alone. So when I talk about, you know, how to receive love, support, backing for yourself, you could reread what I put in the description box if it's not landing with what I'm saying, but it's a very personal thing. You don't have to explain to anyone else. Much is beyond words, but you're not alone here. You know, to really drink that in, you are not alone here. And they're saying that they are helping, backing, loving, supporting you, whether you give them credit or not. But it is best to acknowledge it and to really know that for yourself, what that provides. Because they're saying, because that only provides for you the highest levels of love, support, guidance that you cannot and will not receive on the ground levels. And may you always know, feel, and connect and use all that is really there for you, for it is. Much love always. So I wish you the best with that and take care. Bye-bye.